So what we're going to do is, you can put as much or as little into this as you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with onion. Again, onions just get, is there anyone who doesn't like onions? Thank God.
Is there anyone who's vegan?
I'm vegetarian.
You're vegetarian, so the sausage soup is the only one that you won't eat, but everything else will be,
If we don't put that in.
Oh, we won't put that in. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay, that's all right. And what I'll do is the, now do you eat eggs?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, we're going to start with onions. Onions are, what did they cost? Josh, what did the onions cost?
I will take a look.
We were getting, Josh is our man on the budget front here.
The bag of onions was $1.79.
Okay.
It was about 20 cents an onion.
Okay, 20 cents an onion. So you know what? That's like 20 cents of really good flavor. And I can't think of a soup. I do know people who don't like onions or they don't like garlic, and I don't know how to communicate with those people. So so if you see what I did, I did it in half, and for this one, we don't even have to be this fussy because we're going to puree all this afterwards, right? So we could even cut this into bigger chunks if we had to. I'll try not to. I should use my bigger cutting board actually. And then I do that. Having a sharp knife just makes it easier. I think that apart from the fact that onions make us cry when they, what's the solution, Josh? Chewing gum?
Chewing gum.
I put sunglasses on.
Sunglasses, there are all kinds of...
Ski goggles, I've done that too. And apparently
yeah.
on the help, they said if you stick a match in between your teeth. I don't know if that's true.
That sounds scary.
That's
so
weird. Not a lit match.
You would have to cut it really fast.
Same dry brows. But don't worry, you won't cry.
Think of the onion cleaning you out, right? As a very good thing. So if you have a cold, what do they say? It's histamines, right? It's natural histamines or whatever that onions have. So let's get this pot warming up. So that's simmering away. Now this is. Yeah. So we're going to bit of onion for we'll let the pan heat up for a bit of. Now I hope you use the whole broccoli, right? The stalks for soup. All this part is use a knife or a peeler for this. I'm just going to cut off the very end of that, but the whole thing, we're going to use the whole thing, right? Sure, do you want to, yeah, you can just throw it into into the strainer, that'd be great. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cook the base of it, the stalks, first, once we put the water in. So if we just did the onion and the broccoli, could do that. But what I'm going to add, we can put in carrots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sweet potato. How many of you cook with sweet potatoes? Do you like sweet potatoes?
I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes are great. Very well. I mean, I guess they're really very popular now. The sweet potato fries, right, are a very big thing. So sweet potatoes are super nutritious. They actually cook remarkably quickly. You can use squash.
What I love most about soups is that you can get all your vegetables and protein in like one bowl.
Exactly.
So that's what like my parents do. Like during winter, we make soup, and that's like a healthy way to get all your stuff for like the meal.
And by adding, for a vegetarian, by adding the beans and the pasta, what we'll do to the minestrone as well, you're getting your proteins. So you're getting great fiber. I know people your age don't think about things like fiber. Old people like me think about fiber. But if trust me, what you do to your body now will really make a difference to what it's like when you're old, like me. So again, we're going to puree this soon, so we don't really have to. You don't have to fuss. These don't have to be uniform. But the smaller you cut them, the faster it'll cook for you. So if you're in a hurry, you want small pieces. I'm going to show you what these look like. It's not too hot. See how those are kind of glossy now? And just getting a little brown. You don't want them to get too brown. They'll taste burnt if they get too brown. So if your pan is heating up more than you want, just throw a little bit of water in it. And so now we're just going to throw but what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the stalks in. So what I usually do is I take the flowerets off. I just keep those separate. Because you don't want those overcooking. Those are going to cook in, 3 minutes maybe, 4 minutes. And the stalk and the potatoes are going to take longer. So the nice thing about this kind of a soup is that it's a super fresh tasting soup, right? You don't have to cook the vegetables to death. And I think in the instructions that I've given you, I've suggested you just cook them until they're fork tender. So really, as soon as you can get a fork into them in there, and it sounds like most of you steam. So do you steam vegetables with your chicken? Generally, right? So. And again, it doesn't have to be fancy. Put that in. Do you cook this part of the broccoli? How many of you throw this part out? Yeah, eh? See, I figured. That's why. But this is very good. This is what when you get a stir fry in it, like an Asian stir fry, right? They're using.
Yeah, well, it depends on cooking it. Like if it's in a stir fry, I use some of it, but if I'm just having just the side of broccoli, I just don't use the stir fry.
You just want the flowerets, right? So, but in this, you absolutely want to throw that in because it's going to be flavor, it's going to be bulk, and so we're not going to use stock for this. What I may do after when we blend it is take some out for you, and then I might add a little after. But for now, we're just going to do it with water. But I will season it because it's going to need it. Again, just like you start with onions. And your meat, you want to season before you add your water. While the vegetables are cooking. And why? Because it does something to the flavor. By actually just doing this, sauteing the vegetables a little bit, and you saw the color on the onions, you're just going to get more flavor. I can't seem to convince my husband that you put salt into things while they're cooking. So, again, it's one of those. So I'm just going to do a little water. And when we finish this one off, I brought a little bit of milk for the broccoli soup, because that's a nice way to finish it off. So,
Do you ever use vegetable stock? Or do you just not like the taste of it?
oh, I haven't found one that I'm sure that there's actually not. I'm working on the assumption there's no animal that ever made its way into that, but I haven't found one that doesn't have an aftertaste. I'm very fussy about the. So I've just floated that. We're probably going to need more liquid once we actually puree this. But for now, I'm going to, and this one I'm going to stick a lid on it just to bring it to to a boil and because they'll sort of steam and boil. And as soon as those are almost tender, we're going to throw the flowerets in, and then when those are cooked, it's ready to puree. Okay, so it's super fast. See how this is doing? And it's nice and soft already. Okay, so I'm going to put the flowerets in. Yeah, we will need some more water. You can see that if you look at that now, there's a lot less water. The vegetables have absorbed a lot of the water. So what I do is I like to just put the broccoli right on top. We're almost literally steaming it, right? Like that. And we're going to give that about 3 minutes or so.
Did you cover the broccoli flowers in water?
Not a lot. I've added a little bit just because it had dried up quite a bit. But what we're going to do is we can add some liquid when we're pureeing. We're going to add a little bit of milk, and so you don't want it too liquidy here. If you and by adding cold liquid while we're using the blender, what's nice about that is that you cool the mixture down a little bit, and because then we're going to add it back to the pot.